let's talk about the Avengers. Now, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, I really don't know why you clicked on this video, but don't worry, I'm gonna talk about Infinity War first, so you can at least watch a couple minutes. I'll warn you when spoilers show up. One of my favorite things in Infinity War that I think made it as powerful of a movie as it was is its theming, specifically the theme of sacrifice. Throughout the movie, several characters are forced to make a choice between someone that they love and essentially the universe, and all of them except one make the selfish choice. They choose their family over everything else. And look which one was willing to make the sacrifice for the good of the mission. This is why Thanos works so well, and in the end, it's why the Avengers lose: their humanity. The Avengers repeatedly show that they're unwilling to make the hard choices that they need to, probably because for the past 10 years they've been able to skirt around them every time. But this time it fails them. Thanos wins, and everyone feels the weight of the Avengers' failure. So where does this theme go from here? Alright, official spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Endgame, click away now, because I've got a pretty hefty spoiler coming. We good? Alright, cool. So before I continue about sacrifice, I want to talk about a different theme of Endgame. This time it's more of a visual motif. See, Endgame makes a really cool choice where it intentionally mirrors cinematography from other MCU movies to draw connections. The best scene to illustrate this point is this scene with Cap in the elevator. Everyone in my theater, and I'm sure tons of people in every other theater, immediately recognized this scene as a mirror to the fight scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's no accident. The shots we see in Endgame are intentionally extremely similar to the ones from Winter Soldier. The directors want you to remember that scene, so you expect Cap to throw down and beat the hell out of these nerd Hydra agents. That way, when he doesn't, it catches us off guard, and it shows us something about Cap. He's changed and learned over the course of how many years. He doesn't need to fight his way out of this when there's an easier solution presented. Old Cap, this Cap, probably would have been disgusted by the idea of saying "Hail Hydra," but new Cap knows it's just the best option available to him. And it's worth mentioning, the idea of Cap changing is reinforced by this whole scene, but that's neither here nor there. Another slightly harder to catch example of this same mirroring motif is Tony jumping off the Avengers Tower. His pose and the cinematography both mirror this scene from the first Avengers, when Tony fell from the tower. In the first scene, Tony barely manages to get his suit functional before he hits the ground. He almost dies here, but in Endgame it takes him like 2 seconds. He's more prepared, he's better at doing what he does best: being Iron Man. This, along with the Cap scene, show off what I think is Endgame's most consistent theme: growth. Each major Avenger grows and has grown a lot in this movie. The 6 people in this circle are practically unrecognizable now. And with that out of the way, these 3 themes all bring me to the scene from Endgame that made me want to make this video. It's a scene that I've seen people discrediting, and I want to clarify why it's fantastic. I'm talking about this scene on Vormir. This scene on Vormir. The sentiment I've seen is that Natasha deserved a better final scene than this, just a mirror image of Gamora's scene from Infinity War. And they are right that it's a mirror. So many shots in this scene are identical, but those people miss the impact that that gives it, and why this scene is so perfect. So let's go through our themes one by one. First of all, let's cover the mirroring. Again, similar cinematography is used to make a connection between these 2 scenes. This is one of the rare instances where a mirrored shot is not the same character as it was in the first instance. Instead of Cap mirroring Cap, it's Natasha mirroring Gamora. I think part of why that works so well, though, is how similar the 2 are. Both were hardened assassins that, thanks to friends who believed in them, turned over a new leaf, only to be struck down in their prime. It's a tragic parallel, but it makes it even easier to compare them, because without so many character differences, we can ask ourselves, how does this mirror show growth? Well, I hate to pull a bit of a switcheroo on you, but we're actually going to talk about sacrifice first. See, Gamora's sacrifice is the most crucial part of Infinity War. After all, it's why Thanos wins. But it's important to note that the sacrifice isn't Gamora's, it's Thanos's. In fact, all of the sacrifices in Infinity War are like that. Someone asked to give up someone else for the good of the universe. Endgame continues the theme of sacrifice, but with a different angle. People are asked to give up themselves. Not even just their lives, which does happen, but their bodies, their past, their future. That last one's nice, but it still fits the theme. And what makes Nat's final scene so impactful, and what shows growth between the two mirrored scenes, is that it's a personal sacrifice. Gamora is thrown from the peaks of Vormir. Natasha jumps. When you look back at Natasha's role in the MCU, the amount that she's changed and grown over every movie is staggering. She honestly might have more development than Cap or Thor. She's gone from a rogue spy, not getting close to anybody, trusting few, to the savior of the universe. Someone with a family. Someone with something to lose. Gamora didn't get a choice in her fate. Natasha did, and she did what was best for the people. What was best for her family. It's an incredible finale for a character that we haven't been giving enough credit to for years. I'm glad that Natasha got such a big role in Endgame, so hopefully from here she can get the respect she deserves, instead of just being the hot one. After all, that role clearly falls to Steve. That's America's ass, baby! Hi, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. And if you didn't enjoy it, then subscribe anyways, I need to boost my numbers. And feel free to join me next time when we talk about why Iron Man 4 will be about ghosts. Ooh, spooky.